you? I hope you're good. Thank you so much for taking out the time. इतनी late रात को. Just testing. Can everyone hear me? If you can just chat or give me a thumbs up that you can. Okay, great. First of all, apologies. I had to move this to a very late hour. My own day was just ending late, and I couldn't necessarily have had the session at 9. So thank you so much. But the goal is to have constant communication. Instead of perfect communication, there will be many more sessions so that you have direct conversation with the management. Instead of waiting for a long time and hearing from us once in 2 weeks, you will hear from us every other day. I spoke to you on just last week. I spoke to you on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, all in person, 3 times. We counted a total of 300 plus investors that had face-to-face sessions with us. But I know that's not fair. Many people cannot make it face-to-face, which is why we will keep doing this digitally as well. It'll be a hybrid of different स्टाइल्स. हम अलग अलग तरीके की मीटिंग करेंगे. हम सिर्फ ऑफलाइन नहीं करेंगे, सिर्फ ऑनलाइन नहीं करेंगे, जिससे आपके कन्वीनियंस का ध्यान रखा जा सके. जैसे आज रात को लेट हम कभी भी ऑनलाइन कनेक्ट कर पा रहे हैं. एंड आई कैन सी आई एम लकी इनफ कि 200 से ऊपर लोग यहाँ पे अटेंड कर पा रहे हैं इस समय भी. जस्ट टू गिव पीपल अ समरी, हमने एक मीटिंग इनवाइट करी थी ऑन फ्राइडे, जहाँ पे हमारे 80 प्लस लोग आए थे हमसे मिलने. Lots of people discussed switching, TDS, rent, all of the issues that were arising and giving them anxiety. जिनको भी जो भी कोई प्रॉब्लम थी, शक थे, क्वेश्चंस थे, वो आंसर हुए उसके बीच में. इसके अलावा we also had I would call it an impromptu meeting on Saturday. हमने उसको invite नहीं किया था, but it was still good to see people come. And in a large session, we tried to answer as many questions as possible and give people confidence that we are working on solutions. Today, the goal is to get the basic timeline updated, जो हमारी तरफ से rental की timeline हमने share करी थी. Before I share this timeline, very quick answer here. We are always updating this timeline based on new developments. जब भी हमारे साथ कोई नया update आता है, जहाँ से funds आते हैं, inflow आते हैं, या फिर कोई और नई development होती है, उसमें हम ये टाइमलाइन फर्दर मॉडिफाई कर सकते हैं. आज की जो टाइमलाइन शेयर करी जा रही है, दैट इज बेस्ड ऑन टुडेज नॉलेज ऑफ द सिचुएशन. होपफुली दिस गेट्स बेटर विद मोर टाइम एंड एग्जीक्यूशन. जहां हम आज बैठे हैं, उससे हम ज़्यादा अच्छी प्रेडिक्शन दे पाएंगे 2 से 3 हफ्तों में. तो ये टाइमलाइन हमेशा चेंज होती रहेगी, होपफुली फॉर द बेटर. और हम कांस्टेंट कम्युनिकेशन रखेंगे वीकली बेसिस पे. जैसे आपने देखा है पिछले हफ्ते और इस हफ्ते में आपने बहुत ज़्यादा कम्युनिकेशन मेरे थ्रू देखा होगा, ऑनलाइन एंड ऑफलाइन. To supplement me here, we will also have our new CRM head. She is meeting investors for the first time tomorrow, and will continue to do so more. बहुत लोग बोलते हैं कि जब भी वो हमारे ऑफिस आते हैं, कोई एक डेडिकेटेड पर्सन नहीं है जो उनसे मिल सकता है. She will certainly be heading a team which will always be available to meet in person also. उससे इतने ज़्यादा लोग एक साथ आके क्वेश्चंस पूछने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. We'll be able to answer them like this quickly. Beyond this, I also want to mention कि जो भी हमारी तरफ से टाइमलाइन शेयर करी जा रही हैं और हार्ड वर्क किया जा रहा है, this has absolutely nothing to do with our I guess any pressure created by any group. हमारी तरफ से हम मैक्सिमम स्पीड पे लगे हुए हैं अपनी तरफ से इसको क्लियर करने में, whether someone comes on campus and pressurizes us or not. In fact, मैंने काफ़ी अच्छे से समझाने की कोशिश भी करी कि any kind of more aggression only is slowing down the team from working as hard as possible to resolve this matter quickly. तो जितना आप कर पाए हमें इस पीरियड में सपोर्ट उतना बेहतर है. बट सपोर्ट डजंट मीन नो कम्युनिकेशन. तो अगर आपको और आंसर्स चाहिए, अगर आपको कहीं पे भी कोई शक है या कहीं पे भी कोई कंसर्न है, we will have more conversations. Today's session is less two-sided. मैं इस बार ज़्यादा अपनी तरफ से बोल रहा हूँ. I will address some questions for sure on the side, but tomorrow and day after are more interactive sessions जहाँ पे आप सब हमसे बात कर सकते हैं. Now, with that, I will go quickly into the timelines. Just a couple of questions before I do that, very, very quick. yes, we understand completely. There are some people who are still waiting on July. We have gotten through a huge list, but there are some people still which will be paid within the next couple of days. I will just show you actually the timeline that we had predicted. हमने जो predict करी थी और जो हम match कर पा रहे हैं. Hopefully this will give you some visibility. So, if you remember this slide, can you see my screen? Sorry for our informal. We have just updated the last. Let me see if I can present it to you properly. Great. So, this was our older timelines that we had shared. हमने बोला था जुलाई होगा. आप ये presentation देख सकते हैं from the past if anyone has a screenshot. We had said July will be between November to January, August will be between November to February, September will be November through April, October, December through April, and November to March we had said within a 90 to 120 day delay cycle. हमने ये भी बोला था we will attempt to pay out 50% of rents within the month, जिससे सबके पास थोड़ा सा sustenance हो. It's not 100%. So far for July we've only processed 100%. हमने अब तक कोई 50% वाली strategy नहीं अपनाई है, but we heard a lot of people recommend that, so we will be following more of that in the future. हम जो अभी update दे रहे हैं, again, if you saw last time we had said July between November and January. We had given a wide range all the way to January, which is far. With the efforts that we put in, हमारी तरफ से July, November में ही close होएगा. काफी हो चुका है और जो 2-3 दिन बचते हैं उसमें बाकी जिनका बचता है वो भी close होएगा. So as you can see, the performance on the estimate versus our goal, ज़्यादातर हमने conservative इसलिए दिया है timeline जिससे कि लोग ज़्यादा नाराज ना हो. I know हमारी तरफ से हमने 11th November भी बोला था, which was skipped, and it's still skipped for a few people. A lot of people got it on 12th. Some people still didn't get it later. So the reason for this is why we have kept a range of November to January in the past, and we will keep a range which is giving you some amount of flexibility. जहाँ पे आदमी panic ना करे एक दिन पे. August we have put in here with a thought of December to January. I know हमारे पास इसकी भी expectation है कि August can move within the month of November. It is possible. So every single day is a new day where we get a new information on funding. And the reason I was also late आज की meeting के लिए is because मेरी 9 बजे तक capital market meeting चल रही थी and I couldn't make it to my laptop at home in time. I was in Delhi. So every single day we are hoping for some breakthrough which allows us to do a lot more. August and September both could happen within the month of December easily. However, we want to be very very careful and conservative. अगर हम इस डेट को और अपडेट करते हैं अगले हफ्ते कि जल्दी हो रही है, it is better. But अगर हम इसी चीज़ को और डिले करते जाते हैं, आपकी expectations जैसे पहले कभी कभी push हुई हैं, we don't want that kind of relationship with you. October to January, October we're saying January through March. Again, this doesn't mean it will come in March. Hopefully you get it in January. Again, if we get luckier than that, it's possible we even cover it in December. But 3 months covered in December, slightly unlikely. That's why we put December for August and September and October for January. November through March, we will just be updating you. The problem is I don't want to give you a timeline for November through March today, which is too conservative. That will also make you feel anxious कि हम बहुत ज़्यादा conservative timelines दे रहे हैं. I also don't want to give you something which is very optimistic. हमारी तरफ से हम जैसे information आती है हमारे पास और ज़्यादा capital market से, we can give you a better understanding of what is going on for November through March. क्या ये आपका January में ही November cover हो जाएगा या फिर is it going to be running a couple of months behind schedule? Besides this, as I mentioned before, हमारी तरफ से 50% rent maximum लोगों का हम कोशिश करेंगे same month में जाए, जिससे कि we have the ability for you guys to be patient. सब एक हद के बाद I know बहुत लोग हैं जिनका अभी सिर्फ September pending हो या सिर्फ एक महीना ही pending हो, but they still need the rent for survival. And for them, they cannot wait as liberally as these timelines. For them, there are two things. One, we are working on the 50% rental for sustenance. Two, we are sending out a special link. There will be a link sent out through CRM. And if you don't receive it, please say request करें हमारी तरफ से, where you can mark yourself as a person in need. Now, a person in need to us currently qualifies as someone who is medically needing some assistance. It can also be someone who is solo and completely dependent on this income for a senior citizen reason. Please put in the request in the form and we will review it and do our best to cover you. I know ये एक बहुत tempting चीज़ है कि सब लोग एक need claim करें, but I really recommend and request everyone कि इस link को बहुत sacred तरीके से, एक serious तरीके से, एक ethically use करा जाए, क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिनको actually इस link की requirement है, और ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं, अगर हम सबके सब इसको join करते हैं, then we won't be able to service the link in a timely manner. तो एक spot इस link पे बहुत precious है. I really request you to put in this link in need only if it is absolutely necessary. The second is also something I learned out of many people I met. So many people said, this is an investment for me. As long as I'm sure that मेरा rent आ रहा है एक समय पे, I am not impatient. I can wait. कभी large investors हैं उनके पास ये patience है. कभी they are investors which have they are independent, उनकी खुद की income level अच्छी है, family obligations कम है. So we will also put this out for those volunteering who can wait. People who wait will get some amount of additional interest on the delay that they are experiencing, and we will be announcing that as well. But we will reward those who wait in these times where we are trying to prioritize those who cannot. So these are two links that will definitely help everyone understand how quickly they need funds or how much they can wait in a timely manner to get their turn serviced. Obviously, in this whole process, जिनका catch up पहली July, August or September से नहीं हुआ है, वो पहले होगा. So we are maintaining that parity. One more thing here, these dates will improve hopefully upon further execution from our side. अगर हमारी तरफ से कहीं पे भी गोवा का asset जल्दी बिकता है, या कोई भी बैंक का fund पहले आता है, या कोई भी हमारे farm houses से revenue ज़्यादा जल्दी आता है, we will work on improving these dates and give you that update. Last time की presentation से लेके अब तक, in a couple of weeks, we have already managed to improve some of these updates. So we are hoping to squeeze them further to a better direction. हमारी तरफ से ये hope है कि हम अपने इस process के साथ साथ fit outs करते करते we don't have to start looking at external funds for supporting this effort, and we can quickly get to a point where we are self-sustaining, जहाँ पे हमारे ये delay cycle खत्म हो जाए. But it is hard work ahead. The team is working as aggressively as possible to make this happen in a successful way. So these dates may improve upon further execution. For now, they have been announced with a caution of abundance. I think अगर कहीं पे भी हमारी तरफ से ये change होता है, it is possible. This is life. There is some major pushback where we have to change the dates for the worse. We will keep you posted. हम पहले ही आपको announce करेंगे कि there is a problem inside. हमारी तरफ से कुछ change हो सकता है. But for now, we have put cautious, conservative timelines already. I have heard the need for more open sessions. No one likes being told something और वो कुछ बोल नहीं सकते वापस. It is very annoying, and I'm so sorry कि एक large group में ये problem रहती है. Tomorrow evening and the after evening, we will be hearing from you on comments and considerations that you have regarding this topic and anything in general beyond that as well. Thursday, we are also hosting a session for switching and exits. This session in person hoga most likely because it is a sensitive matter and it requires one-on-one consultation. If we get oversubscribed, agar bahut sare requests aate hain is meeting ke liye, we will extend this session over Friday, Saturday as well. So iske liye bhi links bheje jayenge. You will receive 3 links, one for request in need of rentals, one for patients where you can wait and have the grace of letting us solve for this problem while earning interest, And third wala aapka hoga switching and exits ka, where you can subscribe to come into a conversation about selling or trading your asset. That will be on Thursday. This is the basic summary of where we stand with the main update. As time passes, जैसे मैंने बोला है, by middle of December, mid to late December, हम इसको और update करेंगे with new information. And just in case there's a major development, I will have a impromptu meeting. The point is, we are having constant communication now, so you will learn about the week-to-week sort of updates on capital markets, fit-outs, switching, other things as well. It will not become such a major announcement every time. I'm just opening up the chat. Just give me 1 second, please. I have people who have mentioned as new investors that they would like to be treated differently because they have just invested. This is a consideration we're keeping in mind, especially compared to those who have been with us for years and already earned a significant amount of rent. Yes, I am sorry. Someone has said, what is the point of an agreement if it is not followed? 100% agree. We are deviating from our agreement to a certain extent, but we are trying our best to keep um, come back to normal and make this an evergreen asset after doing the fit outs. But there's nothing to hide away from the fact that there is a slight change, and it is very, very frustrating. We hope to improve this soon. I think there's a person named Pujaji, messaged about 5 minutes ago, an investment where you have had an issue with getting registration. I will have a special reach out here. If you could just share your unit number in the chat as well. The link for those in need, yes, we will be sharing this along with the CRM. This will not be something that there is no QR code yet, but we are creating that and sharing that for you and sharing it quickly. Delay penalty. After 3 months, there is an applicable interest which will be paid. So yes, I've mentioned this before, we will have penal interest on those which are delayed. Who do you reach for specific queries and statements of account? It will be CRM still. If that has not been helpful so far, we're hoping the upgrade in our management can account for this more. But the CRM team should be able to pull this information out from finance. Okay, I have someone saying, this is very confusing. Can you please clearly state timelines that you're suggesting? I understand that it is not one specific date that we are putting out in terms of the 7th of December or the 15th of January or the 11th of February. The reason for that is, I guess you can count the 31st of January, the 31st of February, the 20th of February, the last date of the month as the cutoff. But the reason we've kept it as this range is it causes a lot of anxiety the moment we have one day go up or down in a commitment at this scale to hundreds of people over hundreds of transactions. Yes, ma'am. It's as Ravanabhavji said on Saturday that from March onwards, everything will be normal. We hope that we have finished our fit outs by March for all the buildings and we do see some rental income coming in. That is our expectation. I really hope that we can match that. That is my father's expectation as well. We have EMIs, please consider 50%. Absolutely, Sanjeev ji. The goal is for us to consider them, and that is why we're looking at the 50% coming in. The links, a lot of people have asked about links. I think it'll be a QR code or a link that will be sent. well. TDS has come up. Various people have asked TDS. We're looking at November for that. It has to be within November for both sides. Honestly, TDS is a bigger obligation for us than any of the rental timelines that I've shared here. We mentioned before and now that it has to be closed in November. A lot of people have asked about Baga rentals. The same timelines should apply for Baga. I will be sharing a different, smaller group link with you guys because it's a completely different animal. We are starting to generate events revenue this season in that campus. So a very different audience, which is much smaller. But I have seen the question on Baga enough times to say that we will address that separately. See some positive comments. I'm not going to actually read them out. I got a lot of flack for acknowledging anyone who was positive in my last seminar. So, but thank you so much, all of you who have been so kind to say that this communication is helping. The goal is to help with communication. A lot of the questions. Link, TDS, link. I think I mentioned the answer to all of this now. I see a lot of the things saying, please take care of new investors. Absolutely. We are trying to come up with a process where we can prioritize units that have recently been sold and have not gotten a return yet. Has not been completely concluded yet, though. So in the priority list right now, someone said we should also include those who have taken loans from a bank. Currently, we're looking at more medical level escalations or absolute dependence escalations where someone is literally living off of our investments. I think we will put a section there where it just says EMI. That will be probably secondary to the escalation levels that we're looking at right now. So it would not be absolutely in the priority list, but we will have a section which says EMI which you can check off, and we will ask for that evidence to try and accommodate that as a secondary suggestion. Someone says, my father is a heart patient, their whole savings is in this 30-second rental. You would definitely qualify for the priority list, please. So a lot of repeats. Okay, Naivedya noted your concern. If anyone would like to reach out to me one-on-one, or in an interactive session, tomorrow, day after as well, these sessions are being held and they will continue. In those moments when they are interactive, I will have much more of a dialogue instead of one-way conversation like right now with questions. Someone says, why did this problem arise when every shop is on rent? Vishalji, unfortunately, two major sections, including the galleries and the High Line, are not on rent right now. We rented them once. The curation didn't work. We need to rent them again. And that is why this delay exists, and we're trying to fix it ASAP. I've answered on Baga and TDS. I think that's the majority of the questions that I'm seeing here. Apologies for the background noise. I think, yes, it's a lot of repeat questions here, and some very specific ones where people have mentioned unit numbers. Apologies, I'm just reading through and it's mostly TDS, TDS, TDS. Some questions on new registration.